Hello, this is David Jenkins, La Plata Town Council member from Ward 4. I will be your host for this podcast titled La Plata Ward 4 Update, providing updates about the La Plata Town Council meetings, issues affecting you as residents, and other related activities. I've also started a La Plata Ward 4 video update, which are short videos about specific projects and issues, and have been posted to my Facebook page, facebook.com/djenkinslp Town Council Ward 4 /. These videos are also posted to the app or the website called Nextdoor, www.nextdoor.com//newsfeed. A little background, the Town Council has their work sessions each month on the second and third Tuesday, and then we have our business meeting on the fourth Tuesday. All meetings start at 6 p.m., and now the Town Council work sessions and business meetings are now hybrid. That is, you can attend in person or virtually. Each agenda provides a link to attend virtually using the Microsoft Teams platform. Meeting agendas can be accessed to the town website, www.townlaplata.org. And please note, all meetings are recorded, so you can view them later at your leisure. So now let's get started with our latest update. Hi, and welcome again to this latest episode of La Plata Ward 4 Update Podcast. This is Dave Jenkins, La Plata Town Council member from Ward 4, and your host for this podcast. This is an episode about La Plata's draft 2023 budget. It's a brief overview of how the budget is prepared, budget highlights, and how the budget will be reviewed between now and June. Please note that a fiscal year, FY, fiscal year starts July 1st, 2022, and ends June 30th, 2023. So let's first start with an overview of how the budget is prepared. The town budget is developed on an annual basis for each of the town's funds. That is, we have a general fund, which consists of revenues and expenditures, and enterprise funds, which include water, sewer, trash and sanitation, stormwater management, and a capital improvements program, or a CIP. By law, the Town Council must adopt a balanced annual budget by July of each fiscal year. The adopted budget must be balanced. That is, all our revenues must balance with our projected expenditures. Now, the town treasurer is responsible for preparing the estimated revenues and then presents a proposed budget to the town manager. The town manager then meets with each individual department director to obtain their budget requests, that is, their revenues and expenditure requests for each separate department. Those department directors are responsible then for preparing their anticipated budget of expenditures, which includes personnel costs, operating costs, and any capital project. So then the town manager meets with all the department directors, and they formulate a total budget based upon the estimated revenues and expenditures. So let me go through briefly what the highlight of this current draft budget. And first, let me start by saying that there were some major inputs to this budget, including 4 major consultant studies. The first was a staffing and organizational analysis, which is a study of our current and future staff needs as the town grows. A class and compensation benefit study, which was a study to analyze our current pay and benefits and how they compare to other adjacent jurisdictions, and also assists us in the ability to retain our staff and attract new staff members. The police department also has prepared an actuarial analysis of their officers' pay and benefits, and then the town council has prepared, and it's part of the budget to provide goals and objectives, is our town's council's strategic plan. So let me summarize some of the highlights of the budget. So for FY23, that is fiscal year 2023, our general fund equals approximately $14.7 million, which is an increase from our current budget year of FY22 of $4.3 million, or a 41% increase. Our enterprise funds, which again consists of water, sewer, sanitation, trash, stormwater management, and capital projects, this current or proposed budget equals $15.7 million, which is an increase of 46%, or an increase of $4.9 million. Some of the reasons for these increases include the town has received or will receive funds from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. The town will receive a total of $9.4 million, which will be in two different payments from the federal government. We've already received our first installment of approximately $4.9 million. So the town staff has also developed a ARPA, or American Rescue Plan spending plan, and this is available for your review, and again has been included within this draft FY23 budget. It's important to note that all these federal funds must be encumbered, that is, they must be budgeted by March of 2021, or at least allocated, and then they must be encumbered between March of 2021 and December 2024. So we're in the process of doing that now. And then they must be fully expended or spent by the end of December 2026. So a source of our revenues are primarily through real property taxes. These funds account for a little over $5 million, or 34% of our total revenues. It's important to note that this real property is based upon our assessable base, which is a state process in a cycle of they reassess properties once every 3 years. So from the previous years, this will increase by 1.7%. But this current budget, our budget proposal, does not reflect, and there is no increase in the property tax rate. So it hopefully will then remain at 32 cents per $100 of assessed value. Two other types of property taxes are levied by the town, and these are the business personal property and public utility personal property taxes. These are based upon or levied on the reported assessed value of personal property owned and used by town-based businesses. A second major revenue source is what is called the shared income tax. This accounts for 14%, or $2.1 million in the total town budget or town revenues for FY23. Now, the town has no ability to control this revenue source. It is directly related to the general economic condition and the income earned by the town's residents and businesses. On the expenditure side, the new budget, the proposed FY23 budget, is proposing 15 new staff positions, and this would include salaries and benefits. And this is consistent with the recommendations of the staffing and organizational analysis that I mentioned earlier, and also with the class and compensation and benefit study. Within the capital improvements and enterprise funds, the CIP is proposed at $6.5 million, which again includes some general fund expenditures, but primarily these are funds used for our enterprise funds, which are again water, sewer, trash, sanitation, stormwater, and stormwater management. A couple of key points to highlight about our CIP or capital improvement it does include a upgrade to the current wastewater treatment plant, as well as the design and construction of the new southwest quadrant pumping station, force main, and sewer lines. A major portion of this capital improvement is being funded through a loan from the United States Department of Agriculture. So we have a loan obligation of $12.6 million, but there's an interest rate of 1.75 for repayment of this loan over a 40-year period. So it's a pretty good deal for the town and taxpayers. Another major component of our CIP for FY23 is the ability to meet state standards for stormwater management. that is to control and upgrade runoff from impervious surfaces. We will also be using some American Rescue Plan funds as well. And finally, another key component of our CIP is to continue looking for additional groundwater appropriation and other water sources for our current water system. This is in coordination with both Charles County and the Maryland Department of the Environment. And it's important you understand that the town has been working with the county and the state since 2008 to manage our water resources and increase our available water appropriation permits. So there's a pretty lengthy budget review process in terms of how it's prepared and then how it's reviewed by the town and then you as the public. So I'm just going to highlight some of those major events so far in the budget review. Back in mid-February, the town council met with the staff to review the current budget, that is the current FY22 budget, regarding how our spending plan's going, any major issues. And then we got a brief overview from each department about their department needs, issues, and any other proposed issues that would affect the FY23 budget. In mid-March, the town manager and the town treasurer met with the department directors to review their individual budgets for each department and then to align those with our service priorities, our town strategic plan, and estimated revenues. And early this month, that is on April the 7th, the town manager transmitted the proposed FY23 budget to us as in the town council. And then we are now embarking on a series of town council work sessions to review the budget. So we've had a work session on April the 12th where we looked at the initial budget request for our operating funds. On Tuesday, April the 19th, another work session to review the enterprise funds and their requests for the FY23 budget. On May the 10th, we'll be looking at the discussion of our fee schedule. And unfortunately, there will probably be some increases there, which there'll be some additional information coming forward with that. In April, in late April 26th, there'll be a public hearing and public comment period on the constant yield tax rate and the introduction of that. And as I said earlier, there's not any anticipation of increasing that tax rate, but by law we have to set that rate early and have the public hearing and comment so we can incorporate that with the county, and then therefore they can send out the tax bills which go out in July. On May 17th, another work session to discuss any further budget issues or items. And then on the May 24th, there'll be a public hearing on the FY23 fee schedule and the budget, the total budget, and then hopefully by June the 7th at a town council meeting, we'll be in a position to adopt the budget and the fee schedule because, again, the new fiscal year starts July the 1st. So this has been a somewhat brief overview and summary of our proposed FY23 town budget. Please note that this is, again, a draft. It's still subject to change as we move through the review process with our work sessions and public hearings between now, which is in April, through May 24th, and then hopefully with adoption by June the 7th. And again, just to note that the fiscal year for FY23 begins July 1st, 2022, and then ends June 30th, 2023. So all this information has and will be available through our town website, www.townlaplata.org. I will then provide additional follow-up podcasts and videos about particular budget items as we move through this budget review process. So I want to thank you again for listening, and please reach out with your questions and comments to my email address, djenkins@townlaplata.org. Thanks again, and I look forward to hearing from you. This concludes the latest La Plata Town Council Ward 4 update. I hope you find this podcast informative and useful. So let me know what you think. I look forward to speaking to you again and listening to your questions and concerns. To reach me, my email address is djenkins@townoflaplata.org, or my cell phone number is 301-263-3471. Thanks for listening. Talk to you soon.